Imagine a world without containers. Every package loaded by hand. Thousands of people carrying sacks, crates, barrels. A ship stays in port not for hours, but for weeks. That's how trade was just 70 years ago, until suddenly the container arrived. An unassuming metal box that changed everything. But the standardization of the container is just the tip of the iceberg. The real revolution happened when every element of the supply chain, from the cardboard box, through the pallet, all the way to the container, began to fit together like Lego bricks. In 1956, Malcolm McLean, a truck driver, had a simple idea. What if the goods were loaded once, and then not unloaded until their final destination? Back then, no one was talking about globalization. But all it took was establishing one size of box, the container, for the world to start spinning faster. One standard that works in every port, on every truck, and on every pallet. But before goods go into a container, they must go onto a pallet. The most popular size in Europe? The Euro pallet, which is 1,200 by 800 millimeters. Worldwide, ISO pallets are also used, slightly larger at 1,000 by 1,200 millimeters, perfectly suited to sea containers. And this is where it gets interesting. If you stack the boxes incorrectly, you will not only waste space. You could also break the law. Why? Because the pallet must meet weight, usually max 1,000 to 1,500 kilograms, and height, usually up to 180 centimeters, standards. Otherwise, the transport will not pass through automated warehouses or will not be accepted at the port. At first glance, just an ordinary box. But for logistics, it's like a Tetris block. Companies like Amazon or IKEA don't choose cardboard box sizes randomly. Every dimension is precisely thought out. The goal? To create a system where the boxes fit perfectly on a pallet, without any gaps, without shifting, without wasted space. For example, a box with dimensions of 400 by 300 millimeters, 3 lengthwise and 2 crosswise, and you have a perfectly filled pallet with dimensions of 1,200 by 800 millimeters. Not a single centimeter of wasted space. This is called packaging modularity. That is, designing boxes in such a way that they can be arranged like puzzle pieces. What does this give? Every centimeter of space is utilized, which means fewer pallets, fewer trips, less fuel. Goods don't shift, so there's no risk of crushing or damage during transport. Warehouses can operate faster because machines know how to lift and move precisely designed shapes. And finally, lower transport costs and greater efficiency of the entire supply chain. IKEA is even testing virtual packaging. Before anything is packed, a computer analyzes how best to arrange the products so that they fit perfectly. One of Amazon's biggest logistics challenges is air. No, it's not about airplanes. It's about empty space in packages. Amazon analyzes how much air it ships daily, and that's on a scale of tons. In 2022, Amazon introduced a system that dynamically selects the size of the cardboard box to fit the product. The goal? Maximum fit, because every 10% of empty space in millions of packages means millions of dollars in losses. Imagine a grand logistical orchestra where every instrument must play its part at precisely the right moment, without a false note, without chaos. This is exactly what modern trade is like. When a container of goods sets sail from a factory in China, heading for the port of Rotterdam, it's not a random journey across the ocean. It's a precisely planned sequence of events where every carton, every pallet, every centimeter matters. This isn't magic. It's mathematics, logic, and spatial engineering. Pallets are arranged to utilize every gap. Cartons are designed to fit onto pallets like pieces of a puzzle. And the entire system operates like a global machine. Thanks to this, ports work at lightning speed because containers are loaded and unloaded as if on a production line. Trucks maximize their load capacity without exceeding permissible weight limits. And in warehouses, robots know in advance what goods are arriving, in which part of the container, on which pallet, and in what order they need to be unpacked. This isn't just logistics, it's the art of efficiency. Every gram, every centimeter, every minute translates into savings of millions of dollars. When you think about globalization, you think about networks, the internet, airplanes. But the truth is, the world was revolutionized by a metal box and a wooden pallet. It's thanks to them that a smartphone from the other side of the world ends up in your pocket. It's thanks to them that you have mangoes in January. It's thanks to them that global trade works like a well-oiled machine. So the next time you see a container or a pallet, remember, it's not just a piece of metal or wood. It's one of the most important inventions of the modern world.